holiday. Everyone dancing merrily.
Well, we are back for the MOTD series here on CSR Broadcast. We're picking up about lap 6 right now. We had some internet go out of the clear blue. We don't have any bad weather whatsoever to speak of. And all of a sudden, we just couldn't do anything on the internet. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get to the pre-race. We will get through all the information we need to get through for this one here tonight. But we are catching up with these guys. Lap 60 looks like Sam Maxwell is in the lead. Sorry, we're just getting our things up and going here, so pardon with us while we got some technical difficulties going on. We'll try to get this thing all fired up for you guys as they continue to get some laps here. We'll make it up to you, I promise. We'll get this thing all recapped for us here. We'll make sure we go over your starting grid. Oh, Wetzel hard in the outside wall, Ray. As soon as we're here, Wetzel with some serious damage on that right front, looking like that thing is, yeah, it is gone. We still have some of the driver audio here. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. We were racing the other day, so we have that on. Like I said, with the internet going out, we weren't able to get in here and adjust everything on iRacing. We had our update done, and then it seemed like once we got in here to the lobby, well, timing just had it that the internet just wanted to say, we're going to take a 20-minute break on us there. But so, Wetzel with some big-time damage there does not get the caution that he is going to want here as they're 3 wide coming to add a 2. While we try to get our things sorted out here for just a second, give us just one moment. It'll say offline. We will keep you guys up to speed here as we get. You know what? We'll just let you see what we're doing here. We got to get our live timing and scoring up. That is already up. I got it. Hold on. We're sitting here messing all kinds of things up here, making SDK mad at us. Get a live shot back at it. This is what happens when we get discombobulated here right before we go live. We're literally just seconds from going live, and everything crashed out on us. So we'll try to get our HUDs and all our overlays up for you guys here. Looking like that is not going to want to happen at the current moment. We'll try to reload our overlay here, see if we can get it up and going and get all the information that you guys want to see here on the broadcast. There we go. We reloaded. So we're on lap 8 of 94 here this evening from Talladega. This is the finale of the 87 cars, and 2 of the guys up front are in contention for that championship here this evening, as well as trying to continue to find their way up in the overall standings, and we will get a look at that. A little bit smaller of a field here tonight, only 26 in the field, looking like Hayes experiencing some trouble early, as well as you saw that impact from Wetzel there. As soon as we get our first yellow flag of the evening, we will go through all of our information that we want to go over here for tonight. But let's get your dashboard up. These guys, of course, in the 87s, doing well over 200 miles an hour, even in the tri-oval. These guys absolutely setting blazing paces around here this evening. Well, I appreciate everyone tuning in here, even though we are started pretty late here this evening. Hopefully you guys can catch up if out on it to begin with. All caught back up all the way it should be. You know, you can't really help when the internet just decides to say, hey, we don't want to be working anymore. So, for anybody who's here for the first time, make sure you go down there to your little gear settings, pinwheel, whatever you want to call it. Go down there and click on this because this broadcast is in Ultra HD here this evening. 1440, the cars look incredible going around the racetrack. Maxwell continues to lead, but Rhodes there on the outside trying to get that win that he has just been, man, 3 finishes to, well, let's see if we can find him here in our order this evening. I guess Dylan did not make it tonight. That is a big time points implication move there. The 3-time winner of the series not in here this evening. Jacob Drift being your points leader in the overall standings. But right now they're worried about focusing in right now. Tonight I think is just all about crowning yourself the champion of the 1987s in the Masters of the Draft. So these guys continue to go around. Rhodes in the lead right now. as he comes across the start-finish line, but don't go too far back. Craig Martin making some moves there on the outside. Scott Wise just behind. We'll take you to some new camera angles that we have all around here as we go through this evening, man. We got some awesome partners who really hooked us up with some fantastic camera angles here. So we'll go ahead and we'll crank it up. Craig Martin in the wall hard on the outside. That should bring up our first caution of the evening, and that will. We were just about to say Craig Martin took a lead there for just a second. Then Alex Leeball got up there. That is the definition of killed on that machine. Looking like Craig Martin, Scott Wise, and Ryan Wilson might be caught up in this one. So let's go ahead. Let's get it to our replay here, and then we'll try to get you guys caught up on everything that happened so far this evening. You're going to see Craig Martin already a little loose throughout the corner here. Looking like this might just happen, unfortunately, all on his own. Yeah, the rear end just starting to step out on that machine. Overcorrects it. Just as we see, it likes to roll over on that right front. Then I believe Scott Wise is going to get out of control here ahead of this shot. But then the 22 just coming down the racetrack. Oh, what a close call there for the 39 right there. So then when Scott Wise goes around here, I believe this is where he is going to collect a couple other guys. Oh, yeah, Sam Taylor with some damage as well. Drift is going to get caught up in it. The 23 going to spin down to the inside wall here, getting it locked down, but that thing's still going to take a heavy hit. And then just Taylor out of control goes down and hits him there. So a couple guys just handling. We've talked about it the entire block here with the MOTD series, that handling was going to be an issue on these cars. And boy, have they been the entirety of this run here. So let's get a live look back up front. Alex Leeball and Joe Wells are leading the pack here this evening. That GLM car coming down. We'll get a look at these guys coming on at off pit road here real quick. You can see that 24 DuPont Chevrolet. You know I love that. If you just saw the background while you were watching, yeah, big Jeff Gordon fan there. So missed that guy out on the racetrack. Awesome throwback scheme right there. Looking like McKinney, Thurlow, and Drift may have stayed out on the racetrack, even with that little bit of right front, even a little bit of left rear damage on that machine. We'll see if we can get another shot of it there, right there, the right front. It doesn't even look, it appear to be on the ground. From this camera angle, it might just be the angle. We'll try to see if we can zoom in as he comes by here. It appears to be, yeah, that thing, correct me if I'm wrong, that thing doesn't even look like it's on the ground. So Drift, if you're watching, if somebody's watching, hop on comms and tell Drift that I don't think that right front tire is on the ground at all. It appears to be spinning as he goes around, but yeah, I don't know. That could be shouldn't be an issue. We'll get a look at maybe somebody else's car here as they come out of the pits. Maybe that's just the way this setup looks on the racetrack under low speeds. When the downforce and the speeds pick up, it might roll over on it. We'll get a look here with the 24 car. Okay, kind of appearing the same there, so it might just be the setup on this car. Yeah, it's just the way it looks right now. Yeah, Joe Wells and everyone else appears to be the same thing. So that right front just kind of appear to be off the ground. Well, let's go ahead and get a look at the qualifying results so we can kind of catch you guys all up of how this one started. Maybe, maybe not. Come on here. Come on, there we go. So, of course, it wants to take us all the way to the front. So Wetzel had it on pole with Branch just in behind. Sam Maxwell with a great start as well. Shane Ward, Scott Wise, Christian Rhodes, Craig Martin, Dave Scott, Sam Taylor, and Drift in your top 10 as you see the rest of your running order here. That was your qualifying results here from this evening. So, obviously, we're a couple laps into this thing. Again, apologize to everyone who's watching who we came in late about lap 4 when the stream went live. Just the internet just decided that it was going to take a break there for a little bit. So, try to get you guys all caught up on that. Somehow, we're still getting the telemetry from the race. We were, like, in the race still. We just kind of seemed to be seized up. So, that's how we're able to pull some of the qualifying results and everything. Again, not sure what happened on that, but we should be able to look at stint lengths. Yeah, that looks like for a majority of the field was their first time on pit road, with the exception of Wetzel and Hayes. There, Hayes, I believe, unfortunately, is not going to be able to get his lap back just because some guys stayed out on the racetrack, so he is still trapped too. Wetzel looks like he was able to get that lap back out there with the lucky dog. So Wetzel back on the lead lap as well. So McKinney out in front. But before we go too far, sorry, this was part of the pre-race, so don't mind the logos that we have up here. We'll go ahead and make this our short box for just a second. But we do want to get a look at the 87 points standings right there. Christian Rhodes out front, but that's tie in second between Wetzel and Maxwell. 24 points back to Scott Wise. He would kind of need something tragic to happen to the top 3 to take the 87 blocks, but the top 3 definitely all up for grabs, with only 5 points separating Wetzel, Maxwell, and Rhodes for the 87 block here, which wraps up this evening in your overall standings. You see Jacob Drift there with a pretty healthy lead right now in the points, but we're only wrapping up our 3rd block of the evening, excuse me, of this season. Still plenty more to go with trucks, Gen 6, and other things going on for the MOTD series soon as well. And here is your team standings. Torque Wrench really stretching it out, but slightly dangerous with those 4 wins. Starting to eat into that lead just a little bit. Just going to need some more consistency there in the top 5s and the top 10s if they really want to, really run down Torque Wrench Motorsports, as they have had themselves a whale of a season. Right before we get back to your green flag here, as we said, still plenty of racing to go for the MOTD series. The trucks, the Gen 6 and the Gen 4 are still all upcoming. The All-Star race will be next week for the MOTD series. That's going to be a ton of fun. We will get all that information out to you guys here in just a little bit, but let's get back live here. Get ready for this restart. Get your full standings back up here as these guys get ready to roll off here once again. The green flag is back out here at Talladega, completing lap 17, turning 18 for the MOTD series. Three wide for the lead up front. Branch, Furlong, McKinney out of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway here. You see the lead. That right front still up in the air. At least it appears there, especially on the Fords right now. Oh, never mind. The 12 is in the field, but Rhodes in the wall hard on the outside right here. Christian Rhodes falling back. That is huge for the point standings for this block. Don't know if it is too tore up. Looking like he's giving it a wiggle, making sure that car's okay. Should be able to continue. Doesn't. It still has a faster pair, but definitely way off the pace right now. Now he's going to be in damage control out front. I mean, in the rear of this field, really going to change his tactic and strategy. Your 3-time winner so far this season for the MOTD Series, Dylan in the 12, up 22 spots. We got chaos in the back of the pack. Cars rounding the inside wall down here. Looks like DeWitt is in it. I thought I saw another car. Yeah, Scott is in it. Oh, Sam Taylor still got that heavy right front damage, so Dave Scott is in it as well. Let's get a highline breakdown of this one. A little bit more chaos to start this one here tonight. See what happens to the 77 of Harold DeWitt. Mid-corner, look like Jerry Fassett is already a little loose right there. I believe DeWitt is just going to be reacting to that. Yeah, a little bit of the apron for the 71. He's going to slide up right in front of the 75, just trying to avoid it. And unfortunately for both of them, some hard impacts. Dave Scott takes a huge hit right there. Let's get a live look on board, or an instant replay look on board. Yeah, the 77 just slides up, and it's just going to cause the 75 to really go off course. Big impact. Driver's side on that car, tears that car to shreds. That brings out our second caution of the evening. We see some people up here in the comment sections. Give me 1 second. We'll get a look at that. Evan Perry in the lead somehow. Believe we're just catching up to the pace car, so they will get that all sorted out here in your standings in just a second. Oh, I see Thurlow. Everyone is off the ground. Quit the league and still second overall in the points. I love it. Thompson's still here talking that smack, boys. I'm just saying. Maybe you got to get out there on the racetrack with them. Maybe not in the MOTD series. I ain't going to question anything that happened with the admins. But, sometimes you just got to get behind the wheel and show up. And I got to say, when Greg was here, he was able to do that. But, circumstances change. So, Evan Perry waiting up on the pace car right here. We'll try to get a word with some of these guys since we didn't really get to do our full pre-race show like we always like to do and get you guys all caught up. And the recap from last week where Dylan grabbed his third win of the season there this evening, or last week, continuing to move himself up in the points, showing that he is a contender this season, really having a really strong 87 block as well. We'll see. That is the caveat to the MOTD series, right? You can't just be good at one style of car on super speedways. You better be good on all of them. Evan Perry's still kind of ahead of the pace car right now. Looking like he might be coming to a stop here, looking back at some of these guys. Wetzel has already recovered up towards the front as well. They're looking like a lot of the lead lap cars are coming down pit road. I think our running order is just insanely messed up right now in SDK. Don't know if it was just the timing of the caution when it flew, when the pace car left pit road, if guys had crossed the start finish line or not. So that will sort itself out, hopefully, here in the very near future. But you're seeing right side tires going up on Dylan Pickett's car, Smyer's car. Right side's going to opt for the lefts as well. Get a look down pit road, maybe. Kind of. It's just being difficult here this evening. Everything just wants to be a problem tonight. But we'll work through it. We'll make sure we get all of your information back up here. So there we go. That might be another reason why right here. Let's get back to the live shot. We were busy worried about everything else, so that's why. Okay, so Evan Perry still pacing around right now. Look like the 47 is hoping that he changes his mind and comes down pit road and gets one of those laps back that he is looking for. That car looks clean, so must have used the fast spare and just got trapped 2 laps down by doing that under the green flag. But looking like he is not going to get that, so he's going to bring that car down maybe for some fuel. So Evan Perry leads, Shane Ward out front, Bobby Wetzel with the recovery, Jason Branch and Dylan Picklesmeyer, excuse me, there in the 12 car. Harold DeWitt somehow is also back up front. Not sure if he is just waiting for the, yeah, he should get an end of line there for being a part of the last caution. So the running order seeming to need to kind of get sorted out here as these guys go around. We'll see if the lights turn off on the pace truck here at this time. Yep, they do. So, alrighty. Well, we'll rock with it. Doesn't make sense to me, but my brain might be fried just from being in panic mode. So you got Perry, DeWitt, Shane Ward, Bobby Wetzel, Jason Branch. Your top 5 as they run right now. If you guys could do me one favor, just hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe, trying to grow the channel. Got a couple more things in the work. Can't wait to get the truck series started here. That's going to be fun. That's going to be something new out here for us. We haven't been able to broadcast many truck series races, so that is going to be a blast. Once again, appreciate all you guys tuning in with us here this evening. The MLTD's 87's finale here this evening. We'll see who your champion is. Remember, only 5 points between Rhodes, McKinney, and Sam Maxwell right now. Good majority of them mired back, with the exception of McKinney, who is riding in 7th place right now in that 03 machine. Maxwell not far behind, but in 11th. So gonna need to, I think if you want to be the champion of tonight, if you're Maxwell or McKinney, you just gotta win. There's no other way to put it. You gotta win. You gotta see that other guy in the rearview mirror. I mean, it's one position different for Maxwell and McKinney, but they also need to get a couple spots ahead of Rhodes. With Rhodes already having to use, potentially use one of the fast repairs. No, he still got right front damage, so he opted not to use that right now, but mired back in the pack. You gotta hope for, you know, you never wish bad upon anybody, but when you're racing for a block championship, you don't wish the best. Let's put it that way. Getting ready to get this thing restarted once again here for the MOTD series. Evan Perry going to lead us back to green, completing 23, heading to good old 24. Evan Perry continues to lead here for the MOTD series. Already 3 wide up front, splitting. Evan Perry out on his own. Wetzel making a move, but Shane Ward there on the bottom in that 39 has been strong all block. He just has not had the finishes that he is quite wanted here, but now strong early in the early goings. Wetzel on the outside, already having to use that fast repair. I just gotta believe that he is going to want to keep that car up front and in behind him. As you see several guys all over the racetrack right there. Joe Wells, looking like he wants no part of it right now. Opts to go to the back of the pack. You got Ryan Wilson and Alex Lee, 23 and 24 side by side. The battle continues on right now between Ward and Wetzel. another guy who has had a fantastic 87 block of Jason Branch up to the lead now. Sliding in front of Wetzel. Remember, tire wear, tire wear, tire wear. Yeah, we're on a super speedway, but you're seeing 213, 214 down the back straightaway and the front straightaway all the way down to 189 in the corner. So these guys having to lift a lot, losing that lateral grip in the corner. So it's almost, you're on a super speedway, but you're almost treated like an intermediate, a rough intermediate, like Atlanta that we just saw with the All-American Cup Series. Trying to save that right front and right rear tires so you don't go into some of the slides that we just saw that brought out that last caution just a short while ago. So you're super speedway racing, but you better bring short track abilities of reaction time because you are going so fast. You better bring your strategy calls from your intermediates because, yes, tires are going to be a big factor, but then bring your super speedway package because you got to leave yourself in position to make it happen. You got to make the right moves out there using the draft, using your strengths, getting around the racetrack. So really, you know, I think super speedway gets a little bit of discredit here. People think you just hold the throttle and go wide open. Not quite the case, especially here on iRacing. There's a ton of more aspects to it as they make their way around. You saw Wetzel get shipped out right there. Ward back to the lead on the inside. Now where does he run? Use the bottom of the racetrack to take the lead. Now McKinney might split him as well, and he will. Here comes McKinney and Maxwell now on the bottom. Two guys racing each other who were tied in points. One guy needing to beat the other, finishing just a couple spots ahead of Christian Rhodes to take the 87 block championship place. 12 car. Dylan is in the wall once again there off 2. Doesn't do too much damage to that machine and able to keep going, but losing a ton of track position out there. So Branch and McKinney now completing lap 29, taking lap 30, almost just about a third of the way through this one here this evening. Already 2 cautions in. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody there in chat? So a little bit of chaos, but for the most part, seeming like nobody's really losing their mind. Bacon, peace, love, and peace. Yeah, I love that there. Yeah, you can't go wrong with all 3 of those things right there, especially bacon. Love me so bacon. Jason Branch continue to get it done up there on the top of the racetrack. Christian Rhodes starting to make his way back into the picture there. You see him in that, I guess you'd call it yellow. The old Kodak yellow, I guess is what you would call that. Almost like a mustard or off gold. Like a Pittsburgh gold, but darker. I don't know. You guys in the chat, tell me what you do. Consider that to be more of a gold, more of a yellow, more of an orange? What do you guys think up in there? Don't forget, with about 20 to go, more predictions for your race winners up there in the chat. We'll see you. We're in the grill there with about 20 to go. We always try to make our front runner and our dark horse pick to get it done here right now. Maxwell doing a good job pushing McKinney out there. If you're Maxwell, is that somebody you want to follow around for a good majority of the night so you have the guys racing in your sights, or do you want to just leave him and do your own thing? Going to be part of his strategy here as he's trying to be crowned the second champion right now as they run these two. It looking like McKinney might end up with the championship just with Rhodes still kind of tied up in the back. Since the restart's still in 11th right there. Eric Hayden on pit road. Not sure what happened to him. We'll try to get a look, maybe with a brush to the outside wall. There, it doesn't look broken though, unless it's telling him he has wheel damage. It has to get that Christmas Pedley's car garage car fixed up there. Let's see. Yeah, uses a fast repair, so must have said that he had a meatball, as they call it here on our mandatory pit stop to get the right front fixed. Didn't seem that bad, so sometimes the damage model just is what the damage model is. Evan Perry up 17 spots. McKinney up 20 right now. Dylan up 16. Those are your biggest movers of the race so far. One guy I'm not seeing in the picture. I saw him there very late. Kind of pulling his strategy. If he gets caught up in anything, he stays in the back for a little while. Your current points leader riding in 21st right now, still with that right front damage, trying not to use that. Oh, somebody just hit the wall. Was that Jim Segredo? Yes, it was. There, another Highline racing car making some contact there with the outside wall. Hopefully he does not have the same luck that his teammate just did. You see Jerry Fassett, another Highline racing driver right there, selling as the GLM cars in the mix as well. Branch McKinney still mixing it up front. Sam Taylor in trouble of going a lap down, but while they are continuing to click down some laps, go ahead and crack that. And the yellow flag flies. Brian Hayes appears to have gone off the racetrack somewhere. We'll get a look at that. Yeah, Hayes looking like he has gone off somewhere. So we will get a look to see. Already having a rough night. Not a big fan of the 87 cars is Brian Hayes. Struggled a little bit in this block, so let's go ahead and take a highline breakdown of this one. Yeah, Hayes already caught mid-wreck right here. Got it locked down. Just trying to work with, I believe that is the 3 of Joe Wells. Yeah, oh, it just gets the, what they call, aero pack. Just really got that car loose. Oh, Melnick up in the wall, so he loops it there. No contact. We'll go ahead and watch it again. Go ahead and get a look. Give you the kind of the gearbox cam on this one. Looking back, yeah, just close enough. It's just going to get him aero loose, hear him jump out of the throttle, and then around he goes. Small contact there with the 3 afterwards for the most part. Just goes for a ride. Lights are up there. Big Deborah on the hood of that machine, looking angry, and yeah, we can see why. Not happy with the 87 block here for Mr. Hayes. Sam Taylor might luck out in this one. Yeah, only scored 1 lap down, so Hayden and Hayes are going to have to battle for that lucky dog there for the rest of the evening. We are on our 3rd caution of the night here so far. Going around, let's get you guys back in your live shot over here. I need to get my stream deck up and going. We found an old iPad. We're going to fire that thing up so we can have some smoother transitions through all of it instead of doing it with the mouse and keyboard on our other monitor. All jammed up, but appreciate you guys sticking with us here this evening after some of our technical difficulties to get this evening started. But we're here. Wetzel going to lead them down pit road with McKinney, and the rest of the field is in. All of your lead lap cars coming onto pit road. So if you're Eric Hayden, one way to go ahead and get one of those laps back is just go around the rest of the field right now. So you see your points leader drift there. Still some pretty good right front damage. Imagine he's going to take a good chunk of this caution. It's just go ahead and try to continue to repair that car here this evening. We'll see back up front here if Wetzel can maintain his lead coming off of pit road. The right sides are up. Imagine 4 tires for these guys. The way they're changing tires tonight, got to imagine they have an extra set on than the last time they came here. Still probably in the 33 to 38 range. Oh, McKinney going to edge out Wetzel on pit road there. So a great pit stop for that 03. Going to score himself back out front. we'll see if we can get ourselves some words with some of these guys here this evening. Get ourselves. We still aren't even in the broadcast booth. It kicked us out of there right now. But let's bring in the G Lightning driver, Josh McKinney. It's Craig up in the booth. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Craig. How you doing, buddy?
We're doing good. So far, so good for you. Is the 87 championship on the top of your mind tonight, or is it just about going out there and grabbing a win?
No, it's not on the top of my mind. I'd rather just try and finish here. The overall championship is looking pretty good right now. I'm doing quite well. So, honestly, running as high as I am in this race, I'm pretty surprised, and I'm very, very happy about it.
Well, you know, right now you came into this race tied with Maxwell for the 87 block. If you can lock down the win, you would lock down the championship, I believe, with the problems that Rhodes is having. But with it not being on the top of your mind, is it just dwelling in the back of your mind like, hey, it'd be nice to lock down a block for the season as well?
Absolutely, if that's the case.
Well, good luck. Good job getting that car out front. Hopefully we'll talk to you in just a little bit.
Appreciate it, guys. Hope the race is good. Have a good night.
So that was your leader, Shane Ward there. Or, excuse me, Josh McKinney. I'm looking at Shane Ward's telemetry right now out there. But McKinney leading these guys around right now. We'll see if we can get a word with anybody else as the race goes on. Let's see if we can bring in the driver of the 60, Sam Maxwell. It's Craig up in the booth.
How are you?
We're doing good. So we asked McKinney. You came in tied with him for second for the 87 blocks championship. McKinney says the overall standings are on his mind more. Same thing for you, or you just want to knock down this 87 championship?
I would love to knock this championship down right now. Let me tell you, I didn't do too good on the first two cars, so I've got my feet under me now, and I'm ready to win.
Well, there you go. So with that being kind of your focus of the night, are you constantly kind of looking at your telemetry of guys around you like McKinney? Is that somebody you want to just keep in your eyesight the whole night? Are you hoping just get out front, watch him fade to the back? What's your strategy kind of going, with your eyes on the prize for tonight?
At this point, I just got to stay at the front. Forget about who's around me, forget about all those other things, and just worry about making sure I'm as close to the lead as I can possibly get at all times. And that's just the best I can do,
Well, good luck to you. Hopefully we're chatting with you in just a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you.
Let's get him back to his chat down there. I believe we put him back in the right chat. Did we move him? I think we got him right in the right spot. I'm starting to learn the team, so I'm just trying to make sure I get everyone back in their proper Discord channels, because we have the authority to move them around. And Scott Wise was gracious enough to let us do that, so we try not to mess these guys up while we do these interviews or anything like that. But McKinney is out front right now. Says the 87 championship not on the top of his mind, looking at the bigger picture. Can't really blame him. It'd be nice to grab one of those championships as the season goes on. But, when you're up there in the point standings, the overall championship has definitely got to be, the ultimate prize out there. So calling yourself a Master of the Draft champion. Well, the green flag back out, 39 laps complete of 94, just shy of halfway in this one. McKinney, good start, but here comes Wetzel right back on the outside. Well, you saw it there. Those guys still side by side. Wetzel edging out down the back straightaway right now with the 12 and the 72 in tow right here. Oh, a close moment. Got a little bit of a stack up somewhere around Maxwell right there, but they get those cars sorted out. Great camera angles going around here this evening. Scott Wise, once he got caught up in that earlier, has kind of stayed back there as well. Now finding his teammate in the 14 and their unofficial teammate there with Christian Rhodes on the outside, looking to lock down this championship. He did have a 5-point advantage coming into the night. Don't forget, there are stage breaks throughout that score you points. That is going to be another way to make up points as the evening goes on. But you're a 3-time winner so far this season out front, but it's not going to be for long. They're going to split them heading into 3 and 4. Wetzel and Perry on the outside, back to the lead. Dylan had the lead for a very brief moment, and then the field must say, we have seen your car in victory lane enough already early in this season, and they immediately go right back by him, but he's battling right back on the inside there, taking the middle lane. Wetzel throwing the block, going into 1 and 2. You see the flames out of the exhaust right there. That'll leave Evan Perry up on the high side. Oh, excuse me, all by his lonesome as we're choking on our own words over here. So these guys now move back up to the third lane, heading down the back straightaway here. Got these cars wound up back to full song. 216 heading down into the quarter. 217 there for a second. The big lift in the quarter, so down to 2:02.3, yeah, right around, so about a 15-mile-per-hour drop-off. We got to remember the tires are fresh on these things, so these guys maybe not having to lift quite as much. Got to imagine if they get one of their infamous 20 to 30 lap green flag runs, that you will see the speeds definitely significantly dropping as the tire wear still on the top of these guys' mind. Just shy of halfway here for the MOTD Series, 43 laps down, 44 on the books coming up at you. McKinney, Wetzel, Maxwell, Picklesmeyer, Leba, Branch, Evan Perry, Craig Martin, James Tinder, and Jerry Fassett, your top 10 as they run. Wetzel and McKinney continuing to swap the lead right now. Looks like the run coming to the start-finish line is coming off that high side right now. It might be something to keep in your back pocket as these laps continue to count down later on in this race. So if you're trying to build that momentum, heading down the front straightaway, remember the start-finish line is not in the middle of the tri-oval. It is further down the front straightaway heading into 1 and 2, so you want to try to carry as much momentum through 3 and 4 and drag race somebody down to the start finish line. Not like just about any side draft on these cars, so it's purely about the runs and the momentum you're going to see that inside line continuing to edge ahead in the middle of the quarter, but then the momentum and the speed of that second groove continues to get Wetzel some laps led. And let's take a look at your laps leaders right now. 8 laps led for the 09 machine. Don't believe Dylan has scored himself a lap. He's grabbed the lead, but they have quickly gone back by him. McKinney out there as well, 8 laps led. See, I believe Jason Branch was out front for a good portion. There's some guys in the wall. Hayes again back here with some contact to the outside wall. Goes all the way down, hits the inside, and that, whoa, woo, that was close right there for him. So Hayes continuing to struggle out here on the racetrack this evening. I believe Evan Perry got himself a couple laps led. Yeah, 4 laps as well. Alex Leball, I believe, was the only other guy to lead a lap at this current point in the race. I could be wrong. We'll see if Maxwell got that thing out front for a little bit. Oh, yeah, Maxwell, 5 laps led there. So the lap leader of the race still up for grabs, but with Wetzel continue to beat these guys to the start-finish line, he's going to continue to score himself laps led and maybe try to get himself some extra points as this thing rolls on. You definitely see some of the tire wear become an issue. Just saw Sam Taylor get in the wall back here as well, falling back. He also likewise, somebody, I believe that's going to be Marcus Kreiser. Kreiser in the wall hard on the back straightaway. Don't believe we're going to get the yellow flag from that because that car is still rolling forward, but he's definitely going to have to tow that thing. We'll try to get a quick look at that because we're not under caution. That's going to be really late. We'll see what happens. We saw Taylor and some of these guys in the wall. Taylor comes off the wall. Can't believe this is not a caution. Clips the 42. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, how that is not a caution iRacing, I don't think I'll understand. I understand he's off the racing surface, but yeah, that is a huge shot if this was real life.
Right,
there is the yellow. I believe admins are going to throw that for that wreck right there. We'll go back live just to make sure. No, Shane Gordon and Alex Leeball have gone around out here on the track. So now that we are officially under the caution, we'll go ahead and look at that as well. Here, we'll get another CSR Highline breakdown of that and see just what happens here. We'll try to put it up in a little bit of a higher cam for you guys going around here. Let's see what happens going down the back straightaway. Some more guys just in the outside wall. Yeah. So the tires wearing big time. The 22's back around. Got to make significant contact. That might be his race. The 39. The front end tore off that. The 24 with the fenders kind of caved in on both sides. We'll try to see if we can get a better camera angle of what happened. Definitely going to happen somewhere closer around the 24 machine of Alex Leeball here. So we'll see. Yeah, a couple guys in the wall. Leeball is in the wall, so that might be what actually causes it here. Leeball, yeah, going to catch the wall in the 72. Nowhere to go. Those guys going to go for a ride down the back straightaway. Catches the 39. Takes the bumper off the front of that car. Craig Martin, unfortunately, going to suffer the most amount of damage. I believe that should be the night for the 22, as we saw him with a hard impact earlier. Definitely has probably already used that fast repair. So Kreiser went for a wild wreck. That one grabs 3 here this evening. Put us under our 4th caution officially of the night. Yeah, Kreiser just sitting there on pit road. And that thing pretty much destroyed. We'll get a look back up here. We'll try to get a word there with Alex Leeball. See where he is, if he is still rolling. Make sure we're not interrupting his pit stop there. Let's just see where I just had you. Where'd you go? There you are. Yeah, he's still trying to limp that car around, so we'll give him a minute before we bring him in. Jim Segredo, I believe, still hanging out in the back. Sam Taylor just still has a ton of damage. Oh, no, he looked like he got that fast repair finally done on that thing, but he still has right front damage after his brush to the inside wall just a few laps ago. So Wetzel back on pit road. We'll watch a race off of pit road here. And then we'll try to get some driver interviews, get their thoughts as this one continues to count down from Talladega. Four tires once again for a majority of this field. Wetzel going to easily win the race off of pit road with Branch just in behind. I believe the 72 is just going to beat Joe Wells out of pit road here this evening. So let's see if we can dial up a couple of these guys here. Maybe get some well, let's just get it right from the horse's mouth. Some of the frustrations and maybe just some of a little bit of insight to what we got for tires and everything. So let's move up the 24 of Alex Leeball. It is your favorite up in the booth. It is Craig. What's up, bud?
What's up, man?
Well, having a good race. Just got spun there, getting some damage repaired. Couple things. Tire wear seems to be a significant issue here this evening. Do you guys have unlimited tires, or you just have multiple sets?
We got unlimited, my man.
Yeah, I had a feeling the way that guys are opting for tires. Well, before that, having a good race, talk about the first half of the race for you.
I had that bottom line working for me really good the entire race, man. And then right before I got in the wall there, like that lap right there, my car was pushing it all the entire race. That lap, the previous lap coming out at 2 or 4 or whatever, my car pushed the same way it did. And then coming out of 2, it pushed me straight up in the wall. Hadn't done it the entire race until that lap, man. I mean, I'm taking complete responsibility for that crash right there. I mean, sucks that I kind of might have ruined some people's races on that one there, but I mean, it was a good race up until then for me, man. So,
well, you still have your fast repair, correct?
Yes.
So, Now, what's your strategy moving forward? You just going to ride, try to fix as much damage, see how your cards play, try to use that fast repair if need be right at the end, and then go get yourself a win?
Yeah, I've got like 8 minutes of damage now, so I might just use my fast repair now and just sit and ride now until they crash and use some pit strategy to get back up there.
Well, hopefully the race
So-
turns back in the right direction for you. Appreciate you letting us bother you here for a little bit.
All good, buddy. Thank you for everything you do for this league, buddy.
Oh, man, I'm just up here calling what I see. I ain't doing too much, but good luck.
Thanks, buddy.
24 of Alex Liebal. They're heading back down pit road. You heard him say he's got 8 minutes of damage. Looking like, yeah, he just opted to use that fast repair. Probably knew he was going to be well off the pace. And, you know, you got to imagine he did not want to go a lap down. Only one car out of this race officially right now. Brian Hayes, you saw the issues that he had throughout the evening. I got to believe Chrysler probably is done. Oh, no. He still had a fast repair. So he's 2 laps down with having to tow from all the way in the back straightaway. Probably had a 2.5-minute tow. These guys turned in 45-second lap times. Yeah, that makes about sense. He didn't get the caution that he was going to want for that. Now, unfortunately, finds himself 2 laps down with several guys. I believe 2 guys trapped 1 lap down. Craig Martin suffered some pretty significant damage in that crash. That thing's still sitting on pit road, so he may go 1 lap down. 2 laps down. Eric Hayden right now sitting in the lucky dog position that totally clean. So if they get another wreck, he's just got to pick his way through it, get himself back on the lead lap. Wetzel, Branch, Perry, Wells, Maxwell, your top 5 right now. Not much changing, but if you look back just a couple rows right here, you got Steve Anderson and company, and I believe that is going to be James Tinder there in the 88 machine. They always do this kind of hang mid-pack, and then they make their way to the front after all the chaos, but the green is back out. We only have 42 laps to go for the MOTD series here from Talladega. The 1987 generation NASCAR stock cars, their block wraps up after this evening. We'll crown a champion for the 87 series. We'll try to hang around and see if we can get that word right away. I know it's going to take a little bit there to calculate the points, but they'll try to do that as quickly as possible. As you saw Evan Perry slicing and dicing, trying to get to the middle, but now Joe Wells goes from the outside in that G Lightning machine now down to the bottom, scrapes the apron a little bit, able to hang on to that thing. Not quite going to be able to clear Branch there on the outside right now, so a drag race between Branch and Wells heading into the Travel. Wetzel now getting aggressive once again, split in the middle. Evan Perry trying to get it done up there on the high side. Branch going to lead this lap back around right here. But boy, these guys really mix it up at the front. You heard tonight. Oh, caution flags out. We got a big wreck in the back. Right as the camera went on somewhere back here. Oh, drift is in it. Sam Taylor, Maxwell. Chrysler 23. You got the 31 of Scott Wise. Melnick is in it. The 24 of Liebal gets checked up and misses that one. Some reason we got no crash notifications, so we're going to have to do some old school diving into this one and get a look at why the caution flag's back out. We were still on our interview screen. Apologize about that. Like I said, we got to get the stream deck up and going so we can see that from another point of view. So let's see here. We're gonna have to do some old school rewind because we got a parking lot out here in turns 1 and 2. Rhodes is around. Oh boy, and that thing is lifting off the racetrack right there. We'll see what led to that one. Right as I said, they were having a quiet race right in there. So looking like Rhodes might try to split the difference here. Oh, yeah. Just go to the same spot on the racetrack, and then DeWitt and several guys got to take some hard shots. Sagridu goes sliding through. Somehow it doesn't look like he manages to have a ton of damage until he and Melnick make contact right there. So get another look at it through a couple different points of view here this evening. Let's see, he's already around. Taylor's already around. Taylor is right here, so try That's a little bit too high. What do you say on that one? See, we get something from Drift here. So those guys, once they come back up the top of the racetrack, Drift actually doing a really good job for the most part, staying out of it until Sam Taylor comes around and clips him in the right rear right there. Go back here and take a couple more looks through this one. Get a look from Alex Lieball as Chaos in turns 1 into on the brakes hard, just waiting for all these cars to slide back down the banking here this evening. Get a couple more looks from a couple more drivers as they work their way through this one and get involved in the big one in turns 1 and 2. Oh, Jim just almost makes it through. We're going to suffer a little bit of right rear damage on that machine this evening. You'll see Ryan Wilson. See all the smoke up in front of him. We'll rewind it here. Going to be whoa now here, SDK. Calm down just a sec. Here we go. Good job, box shot. So just guys just coming down up off the banking, and then Scott Weiss is gonna save the 23 just a little bit from nosing it into the wall, and the 42 is just gonna keep sliding down there, and then that's where the 23 grabs his damage. So a lot of guys caught up in this one. Not many guys escaping that right there. Wetzel once again winning the race handedly off of pit road, then all the way back to Scott and Joe Wells, Jason Branch, Evan Perry. So possibly just fuel there on the 09 machine as they continue to work the 5th caution of the evening here tonight. So you see it there. Only 14 guys on the racetrack right now. Several guys still sitting on pit road here, just trying to get some of their damage repaired. Here we'll get a look down at some guys. Scott Wise will see how bad the damage is on this machine here. Man, these camera angles do not like pit road here at all. There we go. There's one. Now let's see if we can get a couple better here. So yeah, the 31 sitting, not looking terrible, but can't see the left side of that car. Sam Taylor's night, that is a rough night. The 23, looking like he's also opting to not use that fast repair. Melnick probably has wheel damage sitting there as well. Hayden's continuing to go around. That might be just what he needed to find himself back on the lead lap. Maybe still down 1, waiting to see if he gets the waiver. I'm not sure if he, with the checkup, if he touched the wall, if that gave him a 0x, but a wall contact there, that will eliminate his chances of getting the wave or the lucky dog, if you will, here this evening. So just trying to get caught all back up through our notes. Shane Ward on pit road as well. Once again, the car looks clean, so maybe still a fast repair for him. Alex Lieball touched the wall there a little bit, but I believe this is just going to be to top off some fuel on that machine. So Wetzel back out front. The lights are off on the pace car. Scott finds himself all the way up towards the front. Wells, Branch, Evan Perry, Sam Maxwell, Josh McKinney, Dylan in the 12, your 3-time winner. Jerry Fassett right up in there as well. Steven Anderson continuing. He picked his way through it. The big wreck happening just behind him. Greg Thurlow there in the 38, Jerry Fassett, Christian Rhodes, James Tinder, Alex Lieball, Jim Segredo, Shane Ward, Ryan Wilson still on pit road there, coming back down. Not sure if he's still got a meatball. He needs to pick up. Drift coming down, maybe just topping off on fuel real quick. They're going to have to do it fairly quickly. These guys halfway down the back straightaway right now as they run, so maybe just top off on fuel. Those guys thinking the chaos, maybe not over, not wanting to use that fast repair just yet. So you got to remember, though, laps are counting down here. The size of the wrecks are picking up. The aggressive level is going back up. Christian Rhodes, I guess, did not use a fast repair earlier. Or maybe they gave them a couple more than we're accustomed to seeing. Christian Rhodes just tore up pretty good earlier. I wonder if he just simply got that car repaired. And now he's back out there. He also is trying to get that first win of the season after 3 runner-ups to the 12. Also trying to score himself a championship in the 87 block. But right now, Wetzel continuing to show strength as he has done all block long here, but can tonight be the night that it all pays off for him? They're getting ready to head into the trial and get ready to put this thing back under green for the MOTD series. Approaching the restart zone, the United Reynolds. I guess here at Talladega restart zone, they're back off. You see the speeds start to pick up. We'll watch these guys and watch the speeds as they get back going here at Talladega. Quickly up to speed, Dave Scott, who when we joined the MOTD series, grabbed the win in the Gen 7 cars here at Talladega. No stranger to leading here at Talladega, now finding himself back out front here in the MOTD series. But here comes Jason Branch and McKinney on the high side right now. Jason Branch continuing to flex muscle here tonight, has led several laps, 9 in total. Now going to find his way back up towards the front, using the high side of the racetrack right now, with Josh McKinney just in behind him there as well. Rhodes in the mix, Maxwell in the mix right there as well. But Josh McKinney with 8 laps led, but Wetzel now trying to turn it down to the bottom. Now has a pretty sizable lead as they run right now in the laps led department. And Joe Wells, the multi-time champion of the MOTD series, just in behind now. He's clear all the way to the wall. Not quite, as McKinney was still hanging tough there on the outside. The aggressiveness this time definitely starting to pick up. Seeing bolder moves out of some of these guys, a little bit more 3-wide action. Some of the guys trying to slide up in front of other guys. McKinney and Wetzel drag race down the back straightaway. Joe Wells pushing the 03 pretty hard down the back here. Now, McKinney back out front. Wells makes a move to the bottom. McKinney does not throw the block, does not want to get turned. So now Joe Wells in that G Lightning machine finds himself to the point right now, but McKinney's going to fight back on that outside. Excuse me. We got a little bit of a cough going here. Wells going to pull ahead for just a second. Who's going to get back to the line first? This time will be Wells leading the race. Right now, we have had, that's all kind of jacked up. 16 lead changes out front amongst this field. 34 to go as they work down the back straightaway. 220 miles an hour going into 3 and 4 there for Scott. So these guys really just flying around this racetrack right now. McKinney and Wetzel continue their battle up front. Wetzel continuing to beat everyone back to the line right here, as you see. Oh, but now everyone going to turn down underneath McKinney, or excuse me, Wetzel. All of a sudden jumps out of the throttle, maybe a little bit loose, and then 1 and 2 going to severely fall back. Now McKinney and Dillon go to drag race down the back straightaway here as Wetzel falls all the way back to just outside the top 10 right now. You see the battle for the lead as they come off of turn 4 to complete lap 63. McKinney, Dillon, Joe Wells, Jason Branch, Dave Scott, your top 5. Sam Maxwell continue to hang around the front right now as they continue this battle up front, side by side, almost the entirety of this race for the lead. These guys really getting after it. The turn 1 and 2 definitely starting to get into the shadows. Now maybe some cooler track temps as this one continues on here tonight. That is one thing we did not look at. The track temp is fairly cool, 84 degrees down there. You see the ambient temperature of 76, but a lot of shading now taking place on the racetrack, which should help grip levels just a little bit here this evening. Branch now in behind the 12 on the outside, as McKinney is the 03 and the 3, I should say. Working well on the bottom of the racetrack right now. We have several cars out of this one. You got Wilson, Kaiser, and Hayes officially out of the racetrack. DeWitt, Taylor, and Tinder still sitting on pit road trying to get those cars repaired to see if they can make any points that they can. Maxwell touching the wall just a little bit right there as they head down the back straightaway. Looking back here, you got Scott Wise starting to move his way forward. Gregory Thurlow still right there as well in the mix. Another guy, Christian Rhodes, starting to find his way back to front. Saw him go for a wild right now. Finds himself the 3rd car on the outside of the racetrack as they continue side by side, lap after lap here for the MOTD series from Talladega. So, continuing around the racetrack tonight, once again, want to just say thank you to everyone tuning in here tonight on YouTube. If you could do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, hit the follow button. We got some more things going on the channel, including the MOTD series that will be moving to the Truck Series after their All-Star race, as well as the All-American Cup Series. Last 2 races of their seasons coming up Thursday night. We'll head to the semifinals and then the finals. Dillon, now the 3-time winner here of the MOTD series this season, takes the lead away from McKinney going down out of 3 and 4, heading down the back straightaway. But the guy who has finished P2 3 times to him so far for all 3 of his wins finds himself right back behind the 12. Christian Rhodes in that 4. Man, he has got to be tired of looking at that back bumper of the 12 car here after all these races. 27 laps to go. It's getting pretty dark out there to me. A lot of shadowing out there on the racetrack. I know we just showed it here a lap or 2 ago. 84 degrees, but yeah, we are sitting at the almost 6 p.m. Time frame out there. It's in real time, so we don't got to worry about it getting dark, but definitely later in the evening here. So that's why it's looking a little dark right now. Most of the track is in the shade right now as they work around this just monstrosity of the racetrack. 2.66 miles. See the blimp cam here, but we got a battle. Oh, the 12's around. Dillon is going to go for a spin right for the branch, and Maxwell. Scott Wise is in it again. Wetzel getting on the brakes hard, but there it is. Oh, Wetzel trying to turn down underneath, but you saw it live right there. The rear end of these cars just stepping out. A lot of these guys struggling for grip as they continue to turn laps here. The tires just being absolutely shredded on these cars. So the caution flag will fly once again for the 6th time here this evening. And the 12 suffering some pretty significant damage. We're going to have to old school rewind here for this one because it technically, for some reason, SDK doesn't believe it was a crash, but it definitely was here for the 12. We'll go ahead. We'll have to do it the old school way and just hit the rewind button. Sometimes I love SDK. Sometimes I hate SDK. It just has a mind of its own right here. But this is going to get several guys that were running up front. They just call this the aero pack. They're packing it on there. You see it just load the right rear of that car. Really, the 4 is not that close. Dylan just trying his best to hang on. If you're McKinney, you're like, oh, no. McKinney does suffer some damage in that one. Joe Wells turning down. I mean, he is fighting this race car right here. And then Branch and Maxwell just nowhere to go. Scott Wise putting it in the wall up there, trying to turn above it, and then they're just going to come up and make some more significant contact throughout this one. So Branch, another guy having an absolutely fantastic run along with Maxwell there, getting caught up. They should have their fast repairs still intact for this evening to be able to use. But you see there some big contacts starting from the lead there. So tough break as this one continues to move on. Get our live screen back up here for you guys so you can catch up with your standings here. McKinney, though, going to be worried about him to see if he has any damage on that machine. We'll see here. We'll try to get you a better camera angle as they go down in here. Now you're getting a little bit of the sunset illuminating the racetrack. No, that's, I think, surprisingly looking pretty clean. So the iRacing gods working with McKinney right now, and didn't tear that thing up too bad, which is pretty surprising for the amount of contact that he had there. Figured a fender or something. But then again, these are the 1987s. They hold up a little bit better than the pesky next-gen cars, but they are back on pit road. Got to imagine tires, since they have unlimited, they're going to go ahead and grab them every time right here. Yeah, 15 laps on a set of tires. It seemed to be kind of the theme. As soon as we get around the, anywhere from the 12 to 16 or so, the grip just going away on these race cars. And these guys, somebody's looping it. The caution flag reflies, and these guys just immediately make their way down onto pit road. We'll see here. Hayden, this should get Eric Hayden back on the lead lap. Finally, it's only been about 40 laps for Hayden out there. Don't forget, if you guys are tuning in here with about 20 to go, we make our picks here. We give you our front runner pick of the evening, and then we pick a dark horse driver as well. So put your picks in the chat when that comes up, as well as hit that little gear icon. We're broadcasting in 1440, so turn up the clarity. Yes, it's above HD, Ultra HD, 2K, whatever you want to call it. Makes a pretty significant difference if you're on a computer, if you're on your phone watching. Really tunes up the quality quite a bit out here as McKinney works under caution. We'll see if we can get a word with the driver of the 4 car here. It was had an up and down race, but the other part of the story to the 87 championship title fight. Christian Rhodes, it's Craig up in the booth.
What's going on, my man?
Well, a little bit of an up and down race for you so far. Finding yourself back up front. So I'll ask you what I asked McKinney and Maxwell. Is the 87 block on the top of your mind, just trying to grab this championship, grab a win, or is the overall point standings mean more to you? But I guess I could throw a third wrench in it. It's just grabbing the first win of the season after 3 P3 finishes the top concern for tonight.
It's definitely on the mind to win the race. Definitely want to get one of those wins in the books after being so close so many times. The overall championship is in the back of the mind. I don't know if we're going to get the block championship. We had a rocky start to the race and didn't want to burn the fast repair early. I'm glad we didn't, because we ended up getting involved in another one, which we had to use the fast repair. So no stage points, which is going to be a huge damper in the 87s. So really just trying to have a really consistent finish and make sure we beat Sam and Bobby out.
So, you know, you gotta. It's on the mind, but it's not the top concern. Your only concern is just finally getting a victory lane here.
Yeah, trying to grab that very elusive win. It's, it's been in the hands so many times, and right when I got to close the hands, just gets snatched right out, it seems like. These cars are a little loose tonight. I think the tires wear out faster than what we're used to, so they are snapping a little more round.
Yeah, it seems like once it's about 15 or so laps into the run, it really seems like these cars are just wanting to step out on you guys. Is that also something we're just under 30 laps to go, so if the cautions continue to come out, do you believe we're just going to continue to see guys get tires at every opportunity they can?
I think so, unless we're under 10 to go, because you kind of tires definitely make a difference. You can be full throttle to the corner if the quarters through the first couple laps, but definitely after that you're having to start to let off, and you get some laps of these tires and they want to snap out. I was really shocked seeing some guys really throttle it down to the corner. I was trying to save my tires a little bit following Dylan there, and I was like, all right, buddy, you're getting a little far out. You're gassing it through the corners, and sure enough, he went around.
Well, maybe a little bit of karma for you, so you don't have to follow that 12 for as long. But I know you're getting ready to get back green, so hopefully we catch up with you here in a little bit.
Hey, well, I'll be talking to you after I win this race, so
All right,
look out for me.
I like it. He's calling his shot. Babe Ruth in it. I love it.
All right, buddy.
Christian Rhodes into 4. Once again, I don't think if any of the drivers go back and watch this later, really adds a lot to the broadcast when you guys allow us to pull you up here and kind of get your thoughts as this one plays out. Instead of just going to commercial breaks and boring everyone watching, here we're kind of able to give some of these guys some insights. All right, throwing ads in your face every 2 minutes or so, but here we go, wrapping up our 6th caution of the evening. Let's get you back to the full live scene here as McKinney brings us back to green. 22 laps to go. If you have a race winner, put it in the comment section in 2 laps. Wilson saying front runner McCain, dark horse Shane Ward. You know what? I don't think that is a bad call at all there, Wilson. Those guys, Ward is due. Ward has got caught up in quite a few people's other shenanigans, if you will. The sun now starting to set, got below the clouds, so the sun is back out on the racetrack. Minutes can do out here on the sim. As you still see it shaded through 3 and 4. Back on the inside, Rhodes on the out. Here comes Bobby Wetzel right back into the picture. You saw him get a little out of shape just about 10 or so laps ago. Fell outside of the top 10. Now finding himself second in line on the outside. McKinney on the bottom. Dave Scott there as well. Steve Anderson as well on the inside. You see the 39 of Ward, Wilson's pick here. And this one working the bottom side of the racetrack. This is absolutely insane here. It's so hard to really show you guys just how fast they're going around the track, except with the exception of the crank it up cam. We saw earlier 222 miles an hour out of the 75 as he was trying to catch up to the tail end of this pack. And, that's just insane speed for a stock car. I mean, no restrictor plates on these cars. This is before NASCAR decided that it wanted to be late. No, I'm just kidding. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the Gen 7 cars. I think the Gen 6 is some of the best track packages we had in these, but I'm throwing these cars on the server with these speeds, the lack of grip that you hear these guys saying. They're old, they're boxy, they're very aerodynamic, not a ton of downforce on these things. Big steering wheel, they weigh a ton. They're a blast to drive. They are a handful to drive as we're on 20 laps down to complete it. So if I got to go with my front runner, I got to go with the guy who's finished several times and is now making his way out front here with Wetzel just in behind. I'm going to go Christian Rhodes in the 4. He called his shot. We'll see if he can back it up. If I'm going to go with a dark horse, go ahead and give me Evan Perry. He showed some strength. He showed a little bit of aggressiveness, trying to experience to grab a lead. Don't know if he has so much of the respect of the field right now. Some guys commit going with him on the last lap to try to get him there. Evan Perry for my dark horse pick for this evening. But McKinney, hard to go against McKinney. He has got that car up front and has kept it there all night. But right there goes McKinney. Right as we talked about him, and a hell of a save for the 03 That thing should have wadded up this entire field, but McKinney hangs on, but that is definitely going to burn up that right rear. He's going to need to cool that down as Dave Scott makes a little bit of contact there, just trying to get him going up out of the corner. Going to get McKinney a little loose. Now McKinney going to have to recover as we are 18 laps to go for the MOTD Series, the finale of the 1987 block here this evening. Rhodes gets shipped out of the way there by Wetzel. Wetzel definitely one of the more aggressive drivers we have seen in the MOTD Series, and he shows it there with a power move going down the back straightaway. Scott Wise still in the race as well, as we've seen him caught up in a couple different things. Some fenders bent in, but continuing his way. Here comes Dylan right back there in the 12 after his spin not too long ago here. 17, now 16 laps for the MOTD Series. Dave Scott out front, Bobby Wetzel on the outside. Joe Wells, Christian Rhodes, Gregory Thurlow, Scott Wise, Dylan, Evan Perry, Shane Ward, Steve Anderson, Jason Branch also trying to recover after the incident. He was just in as well. Aggressive right here, going to link up with McKinney. Those two worked really well together. Jerry Bassett still having himself a fairly quiet night. He did have a spin earlier, but was able to get that thing going. If it's it's money moves time, man. Get that 71 car up towards the front where we know it can be. Dave Scott continuing to lead on the bottom side of the racetrack right now. The tie side really hasn't got its true form just yet. So, another thing we can kind of play around with here. We're going to get the car. Two Buicks and a Pontiac up there, a Chevy. It's going to be all the way back to Jason Branch before we see a Ford in this field. Really only looking like 3 Fords, Maxwell and Craig. Surprising when they have their full field out here. Usually a lot more diverse out there. Trying to get a look at some of the best lap times around here. The slides looking like 6:15. Joe Wells might be one of the top of the evening. We'll get you that telemetry here in a moment to see what his average speed is. Scott continuing to lead. Wetzel on the outside. Christian Rhodes right there as well. Gregory Thurlow in the 38 in the picture. 14 laps. Continue to count down here for the MOTD Series. Williams saying Joe Wells for the win. Yeah, not by, oh, big wreck. Big wreck. Another parking lot. Oh, the 12's in it. Oh, is that Jason Branch as well? Thurlow's in it. And the 72 of Evan Perry have gone around here on the exit of turn 2. That is probably going to be the evening. The guy who has scored 3 out of the last 4 wins for the MOTD Series. Don't think he is going to be able to continue in this one. So let's go ahead and bring up the Highline Racing Network instant replay and see what caused this. We were kind of going through our field, looking like, oh, the 75 is getting turned at the front of the field. Let's get a pause. Let's get here with the 75 of Scott, which is right here. Go ahead and move our cameras around, try to find you a better. It's going to be the same thing that happened earlier. Joe Wells just trying to get the 75, a good push here into the corner. Going to make a little bit of contact, and it is going to turn the 75. Oh, the 75 might already be loose. Yeah, the 75's already loose, scrubbed a little bit of speed, just a little bit, just enough for the 3 to really get to the back bumper with the load already on that right rear. That is not going to like that position that he was in. The 38 gets cut up. The 72, they're just going to clip. Going to be net code there with the 12, but he was going to make contact anyway. Oh, the 28 leaves the ground and just goes in the wall. Drift once again just getting on the brakes hard. We saw the brake rotors glowing on that. Yeah, he's just sliding all 4 tires, wants nothing to do with that wreck, still trying to maintain his points lead there. As it looks like Joe Wells also went for a slide in this one. You see him down there at the bottom of your screen after the contact there as well. I believe that is going to be Joe Wells sliding. Yeah, he just goes for a big 4-wheeled slide right there. So go ahead and we'll get another look at this one, get it from the vantage point of drift as this chaos starts in front of him. So good job getting on the brakes. He's just waiting for the banking to do its thing here as they all start to slide down to the bottom of the racetrack. Downshifts and gets that car rolling. Here we'll get a couple different looks on board with some of the guys involved in this one. Alex Lieball turning down under the track right there. Yeah, that's what you want to do. If you're Alex Lieball here, let's go ahead and get a look from the gyro camo, the 12. You see the chaos below him, and then there's just nothing you're going to be able to do if you're the 12. You hear that? There's definitely had better days. Get a look here. Rewind just a little bit. You're going to watch these guys just come up and get him right in the door, and then watch Branch go for a ride just in behind. He sees it coming. You see him slide up the racetrack right before that thing snaps up there. Wells is already around as well. Pretty cool camera that's got the old school face masks on their helmets as well. You're going to see it right here with the 75 and the 3 as they get down in the corner. He's going to try to move up. It's not enough time to react for the driver of the 38. He's going to suffer some pretty significant damage. I believe Thurlow still has his fast repair, however, and should be able to continue in this one. Most of the leaders were on and off pit road. Here this time you heard Christian say it. Yeah, they're going to try to get those tires as soon as they can because they know that that tire wear is going to matter. With a handful of laps to go, though, you're going to see some of these guys stay out, which I believe you're going to see here with the 39 and the 46 did stay out on the racetrack. So they're not worried about fuel. They just want the track position. And we'll see here. We'll get a look at the stint lengths. Yeah, they came on pit road with everyone last time, but just about every car in behind them have just gone in. That will update here in a lap or so for the rest of the field. So the light's still on in the pace car, or on top of the pace car, I should say, right now. So Ward, Anderson, Wetzel, Rhodes, Scott Wise in there as well. You got Lieball, Drift, Wells continuing to hang on inside the top 10. Now you got McKinney, Fassett, Segredo, Hayden, Thurlow, Dave Scott, Sam Maxwell still out here. He's got some damage. You heard him say he really wanted to get this 87 championship. He's got a lot of work cut out for him if he is going to be able to do that here this evening with Rhodes recovering right there. McKinney is also up in the mix. So it's just going to be a lot of work to cut out for the driver of the 60, especially with the damage still on the nose of that car. Wilson says, bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it paid off. Well, I don't think it paid off right now for some of these guys out here on the racetrack. So my pick in the 4 still in the mix. Believe, correct me if I'm wrong there, Wilson. I believe I picked did I go 46? Now I'm forgetting who I went with. If I went with the 38 or 46. Wilson, remind me down there in chat what I said. I get caught up in the race sometimes. I forget what I say out here up in the broadcast booth. Hard as a single man, you're playing director, running SDK, and trying to call what you see, but short-term memory, all that good stuff. But these guys continuing to roll around under caution. The laps are ticking away. Caution laps do count. There is 2 green-white checkers in the bag here as well. Alex Lieball still right there in the picture. We saw him get caught up earlier. Did not want to use that fast repair. Was forced to. Then said he was going to ride in the back. and let the cautions play out and work his way up with pit strategy. So check there for Alex Lieball. Right now, still a handful of laps to go, so a lot can change. You got the 39, 46, 31, 094, 24, 3, 14, 03, and the 71 now inside your top 10. Looking like Segredu's up 14 spots. Joel's up 11. McKinney is up 12 or so. Those are going to be your biggest movers. Steve Anderson is up 9 right now, however, sitting outside of the front row. They're getting ready to get this thing fired back off. Just a few laps to go here from Talladega. Back green. We're going to have 10 to go here for the MOTD's finale of the 1987. Of Evan Perry. That is where I went, and this one, it's these guys continuing to battle down the front straightaway now. Wetzel already making his big move. Scott Wise forcing it 3 wide right there. Something's going to have to give. The guys give each other a little bit of space going through 3 and 4. Scott Wise now on the bottom of the racetrack. Wetzel kind of all by himself right now. Shane Ward continuing to lead out front with Christian Rhodes just in behind him. But man, if he gets another P2 tonight, we might have to call him P2. Might have to tell him to change his number to number 2 instead of number 4. But right here, 39 led here this evening. Go ahead to our super zoomed in cam right now. Some of these paint schemes again. What are we calling this? We calling this yellow? We calling this orange? I know it's the old Kodak yellow, but I don't know what you would call that color there, man. That's a tough color to call. But that NOS Energy car looking good out front in that white, black, and red. No mistaking that. As your lap leader, Wetzel, still working the outside of the racetrack there in his Buick. You see the flames out of the tailpipe. These guys, even with fresh tires, still having the lift going around the racetrack here as the speeds are incredible. The sun is back out in some of the corners. Make them a little bit more slick than they are anticipating. You got 2 of the Highline Christmas cars still in your picture. Some of these guys have battled for multiple laps down. Just laps of damage, and now getting themselves back in the mix. Jerry Fassett is starting to move his way to the front as well. Now up 13 spots, riding in P6 in that old, I guess you could call it the old Havilland. Blind Squirrel Media stuff. Make sure you check Highline Racing Network out here on YouTube. They got a ton of content from several different leagues, including dirt stuff. If you are into that, on their content, Sunday Highline Racing Network there for their race. Should be a blast going on there as well. We'll be behind the wheel, but make sure you check out Highline Racing Network. They have a AI-generated ESPN-style sports center covering their league as well as some of the stuff here from the MLB series. So give them lots of love over there. Check them out. Us here at CSR Broadcast. Can't thank them, Blind Squirrel Media and Pedley's Garage as well. If you're interested, look up MOTD, Masters of the Draft, on Facebook. You'll find their Discord links there as well. Several blocks still remaining here. I'm sure they're probably accepting a couple guys. Bring a team with you. They go from they went from Gen 6 to the Legacy Xfinity to 1987s. Then they'll be going to the trucks Gen 6 and then Gen 4 to wrap up their season. So between Daytona, Talladega, and iRacing Super Speedway, these guys get after getting that high side moving here. 6 laps to go for the MOTV series. Their lap leader showing his nose back up front. 23 laps scored for him in the lead right now. Anderson in behind. The pack definitely tightening up right now here as the laps continue to wind down. Not much space in between these guys. Here comes McKinney back in the story here. You heard Rhodes saying earlier that he was worried about winning this block championship with the bonus points for the stages for the 03. Definitely going to win if he wants to hang on to that there for the 4. But McKinney, if he can find himself in the victory lane with the bonus points, might take the championship right out of the hands of the 4. Wetzel continuing to lead. 5 laps to go from Talladega. McKinney now making a move to the outside there, showing his nose, but Thomas back in line behind the four of Christian Rhodes. Oh, gets a little wide out of turn. Here, it's something, again, to keep an eye on. Most of these guys down pit road, but some of these guys have been out there a decent amount on these tires. Still 5 laps to go. We've seen in that 12 to 15 range, the tires just go away on these machines, and handling becomes a huge issue. How hard are you pushing the car right now? Are you saving anything for these final few laps? If you have been saving, you better start to show what you have left in the tank. Here, Jerry Fassett, Jim Segredo up 18 spots right now. McKinney up 16 there in the 21 there. Segredo starting to make his way to the front now, just going just outside the top 5. Wetzel still maintaining the lead over Shane Ward on the bottom. Steven Anderson just in behind Scott Miles on the bottom in that 31 machine. Heading down the back straightaway, the movement is getting a lot more aggressive. Oh, Wetzel getting a little out of shape. Think he got a little bit of help there from the 46. That's going to let the 39 pull back to the inside here. Now maybe clear. Does the 39 a better inside? Oh, some cars in the outside. Well, told you the handling might start to go away on some of these with Steve Anderson. Losing a ton of ground there with his car contact. And oh, don't look too far because your overall point standings leader right there, Jacob Drift in the 14, now finds himself P6 there on the bottom. So 3 laps to go. Your points leader for the overall championship caught up in some stuff earlier, hung out in the back. You saw him there missing that last wreck by just jumping on the brakes. Now finds himself just sitting outside the top 5 with the leaders just in front. Heading down, rolling down the front back straightaway here. Get a look from Drift here. Oh, the McKinney's going to try to make a move under the 31 here, going into 3 and 4. Oh, they're going to wash up just a little bit. McKinney able to keep it off the 31. Going to try to turn it back down the racetrack here. They're 3 wide, sorted out to 2. Bobby Wetzel still in the lead. Shane Ward still holding tough on the bottom of the racetrack. Coming down to 2 laps to go. Now here comes Scott Wise on the outside all by himself. Not sure if he's going to be able to maintain that with no help with him. He and the 4 usually work very well together. Christian deciding to not go with him, but here comes the 14 of back at the bottom. Shane Ward has kept that car right there for a good majority of this one. Been side by side with Wetzel, heading down the back straightaway. Wetzel still all by himself, doing a good job, but here comes McKinney with a push to the back bump of the 39, going to sail him off into 3 and 4. Actually going to wash him up the racetrack just a little bit with the run that he had going in. Now going to be completely clear. Where does Ward decide to defend right now? He looks like he's still committed to the bottom. Wetzel coming back on the high side, coming down through the trial. Well, here comes Rhodes to the outside. White flag is out for the MOTD series. The final race of the 1987s right now. Now Wetzel back to the lead. Rhodes on the outside. Scott Wise a couple car lengths in behind. We haven't seen Wetzel on the bottom. How much tire does he have left? He's working both lanes of traffic right now. Oh, Drift's going to get a little loose on the back straightaway. A little bit of contact with Jerry Fetz. And now Wetzel back to the bottom. Rhodes on the high side. Shane Ward just in behind. Can Wetzel defend both lanes? Ward now tires wearing out. Washing up the racetrack. Bobby Wetzel out front. Coming down to the trial. Looking like nobody's really got a run on him just yet. He's going to be working both lanes of traffic. It's tonight that Wetzel finally gets his win. The 39 looking to the inside. The 4 looking outside. It's going to be a photo finish, but it is going to be Bobby Wetzel grabbing the win here this evening. Wetzel going for a slide after the finish here. Several cars. What a finish. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this one. Put it in super slow-mo. We'll get our we will get our photo finish camera up here because through the trial, we're looking like nobody really had a run. Kind of developing, but out of the trial here. The 4 and 39. The 39 straddling that white line here. Try to get a look here from this camera as they're coming in. We'll take a couple different looks at this, but they are coming down right to it. We'll try to get a freeze frame as they get here. There it is right there. Half a car length. Man, I don't know who beat who back to the line. Oh, Mr. Rhodes gets his 4th P2 of the season. But Bobby Wetzel grabbing the win. A great run for him. Led the most laps. Showing muscle there on the outside. We'll get a look one more time here at your last lap before we get a word with tonight's winner, Bobby Wetzel. The beating and banging down the back straightaway. Those guys hang on to it. Cannot believe they didn't wad them up the rest of the way. Wetzel here moves to the bottom of the racetrack. Thought Ward here, Rhodes was going to have a bigger run, but the 39 slides up. That's what they run for. A little bit of a car length advantage, a little over a car length advantage here. And then coming down into the trial right here on the exits when it gets close to 39, makes his move. Here comes the 4 right at the finish line. You see it there. We'll try to get a couple different looks at it. There's a great shot at the finish there. McKinney is going around off the nose of that machine. But let's bring in tonight's winner. If he is in chat, we'll see if we can get a word with Bobby Wetzel. Tonight's winner. Wetzel, are you in here? I do not see tonight's race winner in the Discord right now. Could this be Wetzel right here? Well, we're going to make sure before we just go bringing people in here. But while we do that, we wait for confirmation. Let's bring up tonight's results. So Wetzel, it's actually a tie for second between Rhodes and Wards. McKinney finishes P4, sliding across the line. Scott Wise grabs 5th. Joe Wells, Alex Lieball, Gregory Thurlow, Jacob Drift, Steve Anderson round out your top 10. Jerry Fassett, Eric Hayden, Jim Segredo, after all their struggles tonight, find themselves back on the lead lap and salvage a decent night out of it. Steve Melnick, Sam Maxwell, unfortunately not going to get that championship he was looking for. And the guys caught up in late wrecks here. Dave Scott, Evan Perry, James Tinder, rounding out your top 18 as we get a look at the finishing results. Dylan in the 12-year multi-time winner. Also caught up late with Jason Branch, Ryan Wilson with a earlier retirement, and Sam Taylor. DeWitt, Marcus Kaiser, you saw that huge impact he had. Craig Martin and Brian Hayes rounding out your field here this evening. Let's see if we can get a look here to see if Wetzel is in chat. Yep, let's see. Bobby, it's Craig up in the booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy.
Well, you kept that car up front all night. It looked like it was smooth sailing heading into the trial oval, but coming out of the trial oval, boy, things changed quick.
Yeah, I had to throw a couple terrible blocks there, but held on. And, yeah, it was interesting. That whole last lap where it just felt like each line was just getting the advantage, and I had to keep going back to it, then back to the other line. It was a mess, but it was fun.
Yeah, some aggressive moves. You used the high side of the racetrack for a majority of the night. Did you know, kind of coming down to it, that you were going to have to go from high to low and kind of defend that? And it looked like the cars were an absolute handful even after pitting just not long before that. I mean, just walk us through, coming to the white flag, being stuck on the outside, and then just what it took to get that car to victory lane here when, you're up on the high side, Rhodes behind you, and the 39 was holding strong on the bottom for a good majority of that late run.
Well, yeah, I knew going into this race that the high side would be the dominant line after about 15 laps. It's just we had to get there first, and so I just was trying to stay up there, and it just every time we'd start to get into a tire run, we'd have a caution, and so we'd have to revert, do it again, and I knew I would have a slight advantage on the high side going down the backstretch as long as I had the right momentum coming off. A lot of the guys here they're not really familiar with, okay, I've got to let off and I've got to let the car settle here at Talladega in this car. And as soon as it settles, you get a massive run coming out of 2 and down the backstretch. And as long as you can do that, you're going to have a slight advantage. Well, when we came down to it, I cleared the 39, had such a good run. But when I did, the 4 had a good run too. So when I went down to take the 39's line, the 4 was right there, and it almost caused a mess going into 3. And then we're coming down for 4. Had to do the same thing, and then had to block low, and it's just, it was great. It was great. It was a heck of a run there to the finish.
Well, you had yourself a good 87 block. for I would say 90% of it. The 10% you got caught up kind of in other messes, some aggressive moves, and just trying to get there and get this win. Does it feel good to get the win out of the way, and how do you propel this now for the rest of the season?
That's a second win, all in the 87 cars. I think it was
That's
the
right.
third
Yeah,
or fourth
yeah.
third or fourth pole I've had in this car, in the whole series. Second with this car, and I'm gonna miss this car. I love this car. I think this is the best car in the service outside of Car of Tomorrow, where you go 240, 250 around Talladega. If you've got it lit up a little bit, I love it. Super speedway racing. When we get to the other cars, it's just, oh, look at the freeway. Look at the freeway. You can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
But with this car, if you're intelligent enough, you're smart enough, you can let the car come to you, and you can do things later in the run that other guys can't.
Yeah, so it's going to be a huge change heading into the trucks because depending on the setup, they can kind of be stale. So after a big win here, are you just looking to keep that momentum or maybe just feel out the trucks, or are you just going to go right into that block ready to go, carry this momentum, and just keep scoring victories?
We're going to try to keep scoring victories. We're very high up on the points. We're pretty sure we won the 87 points, but we're pretty well set on the full points as well. So we're just trying to get an overall championship. We're just trying to log some laps now, gain points.
Well, congrats on the big win tonight. Looking forward to seeing you at the All-Star race and what you're going to be able to do the rest of the season. You've been strong all year long. It's great to see. Well, we didn't get to see you in Victory Lane. Oh, yes, we did. We got to see you in Victory Lane here. So maybe we'll see you for a couple more. I think you're the only one that beat Dylan in this block.
It's possible. But it just, like I said, I can't thank the league enough. I mean, everyone here is great. The admins, the drivers, we're all starting to mesh well together. We're starting to race really well together, and just hoping to keep up the momentum, keep the good racing going, and head into the trucks after our All-Star race.
Well, before I let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, of course, my sponsors, Great Lakes Brewing Company. It's been great to have them along. A couple of my buddies work over there, and it's great to put them on the car and show my local support to my brewery.
Yeah, well, you got to take care of them. Well, good job on the win tonight. We'll catch up with you next week, I'm sure, at some point during All-Star Week.
Oh, and thanks you guys as well. All right, have a good one.
All right. Well, let's bring in. Well, I guess he's officially scored P2 once again. You tied this time. You might have to switch that car number to it too.
Something. It loves the P2s.
Well, the final lap, you're up behind the 09. The high side definitely seemed to be the strong point, or strong line in the race. Once he moved to the bottom, were you hoping that maybe he would just commit, you would get a bigger run? It seemed like nothing was happening out of 4 into the tri-oval, and all of a sudden a 39 turned underneath, and it seemed like you just kind of got shot out of a cannon. I think you needed the start-finish line just to be a little further down the front straightaway.
Yeah, I needed that. Also, I wish the 31 of Scott Wise would have been a little closer. I think it would have got me a little bit faster. Out of the tri-oval, I actually had a great run, but going into the tri-oval, I don't know how much you can see on the broadcast, the 03 actually tags me a little bit and gets me a little sideways and get down into Shane and the 39. I think I could have had the run if Scott was a little bit closer, but again, it's a P2. What are you going to do about it? It's hard to be mad about P2s.
It is. It's definitely, especially when the overall championship is on the line. I mean, you were my pick. One of these nights, you're gonna pull through. I just know it. But before we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, big shout out to you and CSR Broadcasting. You guys do a great job. To Highline Network, Scott and Lauren for dealing with us crazy animals, letting us come out here. Got to give a big shout out to the missus for letting me race, and just thankful to be here, man.
Well, always good to catch up with you. Hopefully, it's always great to catch up with you, especially after a race. Maybe just get over the hump. One more spot.
I'm telling you, P1 is so elusive. It keeps going right through my hands every time. At least it wasn't to the 12 this time.
Yeah, right. Somebody different in out the front windshield, but we'll catch up with you here after the broadcast, buddy.
I appreciate it, man.
Well, let's bring in the guy who tied for P2 here tonight. Shane, a great run, really steady on the bottom of the racetrack there. I know the high line was kind of the one you probably wanted to be in. It looked like maybe the handling started to go away there on that final few laps. What more did you need to, besides half a car length, to get ahead of the 09 tonight?
Probably should have taken 4 tires instead of 2 tires because, yeah, the tires were almost done there. I was fighting it on the inside there at the end. Did everything I could. My teammates behind me did everything they could to try and help get the win. We were trying to get Josh, some points for the block championship and everything like that. But yeah, I tried everything I could. It was a great run by those guys up top there. And yeah, I didn't want to go up top simply because if they wreck's going up high, I'm probably gonna be in it. So if I stay low, sweep down low, and then you can easily get by, right? So
Definitely. You had that car up front. You had a pretty good 87. Same thing kind of as Bobby. Just you were up front for a good majority of this block and got kind of caught up in some other messes. You finished P3 here to wrap up the block. Still doing pretty well in the overall standings as well. Again, same thing I asked them. How do you propel this now into the All-Star Week? Are you looking forward to just going out there trying to grab a win and then just carry the momentum from here? Or are you carrying this momentum right into the All-Star break?
Carrying this momentum as far as I can carry it. I'm not a strong guy, but I'll do the best I can.
Well, before I let you go, anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, of course. I want to give a huge shout out to my G Lightning Motorsports teammates, Joe, Josh, AJ, DJ, Eddie, Kaiser, and Greg. Always putting up great efforts, sometimes getting involved in whatever, but always out there, putting a good showing for us. Thanks to my sponsors, NOS Energy, Crest Fire Extinguishers, my wife and family for watching the broadcasts. I appreciate you for the broadcasts each and every week. That they've been fun to actually go back and watch and see what I've done, stuff like that. And I want to thank the rest of the MOTD crew because without them, there's no racing on Tuesdays.
Well, hopefully we'll continue to catch up with you throughout the season. But congrats on the I guess officially P3, but you're technically tied for second. So we'll see how the admin team rules that one.
It was close. I just needed to fart just a little more.
Yeah. Well, congrats on the finish there tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Well, that should wrap it up for us here this evening from Talladega, wrapping up the 87 block. A ton of fun. We'll see our race recap right here because we had a ton. For us here we go. There it is. So out of 94 laps, your winner, Bobby Wetzel, only 7 cautions for 21 laps, 28 different lead changes as they crossed the line here this evening. Next week, we'll get our official word. I think Wetzel is correct with the bonus points that he scored. He may have come all the way back and swept and got himself the 1987's block championship here from Talladega. What an awesome last few laps. Once again, I appreciate all the drivers and their family and everyone just watching here on YouTube. Absolutely awesome showing for these guys here tonight. We appreciate it. If you can give us a thumbs up. If you like the broadcast, right in the comment sections there what you guys want to see. Maybe some changes, some things we could do a little bit better, like maybe our internet not be pain in the rear end there, Xfinity. That would be cool. But from everyone here at CSR Broadcasting, once again, a huge shout out to Blind Squirrel Media, Pedley's Garage, and Highline Racing Network. Make sure you check them out on YouTube. You saw the finish here, a photo finish, 3-wide photo finish here this evening. One more look at it as they come across the finish line here. Well, he's waving the white flag. I think we need the checker flag in our hand there. Mr. Flagman coming across. The sun came back out, and these guys put on a great showing. Coming across the line right about now. Right there, your finish this evening for the MOTD series. Once again, thank you guys so much for catching up and hanging out with us here. We'll see you next time on the CSR Broadcast Channel. What are we watching? Carl Edwards highlights? Pretty good. We had up to 28 live viewers. So, pretty good. Oh, yeah.